Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 28th day of December 2021, I would like to welcome you over to JM Bullion so we can look at the spot prices. Gold is up $7.10. Looks like oil backwards is 18.2241. Silver up 9 cents to 23.17. Platinum up $3.61 to 988.80, and palladium down $6.35 to 1977.75, and the in-stock silver is at 514 pieces, so not too much of a draw on the silver inventories over there yet. Now over here to the United States Mint, and they did something a little different yesterday afternoon. Normally, what they do is they drop cumulative sales figures weekly, right, or posted weekly by Tuesday. It says Tuesday 5 p.m., but sometimes they come through Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, sometimes mid morning. However, yesterday they decided that I guess somebody had time and they dropped these numbers Monday afternoon. And I guess they wanted us to go ahead and look over some of these numbers before they could possibly drop again this morning. Who knows? I'd say they could drop this morning. They weren't dropped over the weekend. We know that. We had people telling us that because they were looking. I do believe these could go on sale again this morning. So if we look at the particular numbers here, the CC Privy Mark Morgan dollar sold 173,515. Now, we know that all the Morgan options had 175,000 total mintage, okay? Now, could this be it for that run and there'll be no more offered? Absolutely. But we don't know that for sure. And we just keep, checking every morning, 7:30. Make sure you're logged in by 7:28 and that you have, you know, all of your stuff good to go when you do that. And I believe you can even use PayPal now when you couldn't when these first dropped. So the Morgan silver dollar with the O Privy Mark is at 173,140. So not many left on that one. The Morgan silver dollar with no Privy Mark, that's the Philadelphia issue, 173,937. So bam, there you go. That's probably the second highest sold. Looks like the highest sold here is that San Francisco minted one at 174,109 pieces. So that was the highest sales total so far. Then you have the Denver minted at 173,785. So that one looks like it's third place. And then, this is really interesting, and I think GenXcollectible succinctly pointed this out in his video yesterday, that the Peace silver dollar is really the one to have. And I think that the numbers that he is showing on his spreadsheet are definitely demonstrating that and give valid points to that argument. Look at this, 198,859 totally sold out of 200,000 possible units. Now, this is the lowest minted peace dollar since ever. And it is probably, in my imagination, my opinion, the one true 100th anniversary of the high relief 1921 peace dollar to the 2021 high relief peace dollar. I think it makes perfect sense. Now, the Morgans, did they make perfect sense? Maybe not as much as the peace dollar, but it definitely makes sense to have them here because they did reissue them in 1921. Definitely interesting stuff there, folks. So if you'd like to get those, good luck this morning. I hope you're able to acquire the ones you don't have. And if you don't have any, good luck acquiring one at least, right? Now, over here to coinnews.net, and there's an article by Mike Unser dated December 27, 2021. Title of the article is U.S. Mint produces 1.1 billion coins for circulation in November. Says the amount of coins produced for circulation in November topped 1 billion for a 10th month in a row, but the monthly pace was the slowest since January, according to the latest manufacturing figures published by the United States Mints. And they have a coin supply circulation shortage. That's why they are really producing 1.1 billion coins per month for the last year and a half, 2 years, right? So it says a touch over 1.1 billion coins made their way into circulation last month, marking declines of 9% from October and 5.2% from November of last year. And here's how the month compares to others in the past year. So we got the table here, month mintages rank. Now here we are in November, so this ranks 11th out of 13 on this particular table, and December and January being the lowest. So this is pretty typical behavior at the United States mints, okay? And if they aren't producing 1.1, 1.4, 1.5 billion coins per month in the month of December and January, when they're making those Well, let's see. 2022 women's quarters. Does that mean those particular quarters are going to be in the nicest shape? And then the quarters minted during the summer at 1.5 billion per month are going to have more errors, right? Well, I think so, because if you look at the Tuskegee Airmen quarter and you compare it to the Washington Crossing, the Delaware quarter, I think these have way more errors than the Tuskegee Airmen quarter does, right? So if you compare them, I don't even think it's close. Not even close. Now it says here the Federal Reserve orders more 1-cent coins from the U.S. Mint than any other denomination, even as available data shows it costs 1.76 cents to make and distribute each one. Now, I believe it's a lot more than that right now, because this is old data from 2020. We don't know what it costs to make it in 2021. It says here the Mint made 666 million Lincoln cents last month, representing a 60.3% of the circulating quality coins produced. So they're definitely losing money on that. And 60% of the coins they are minting are losing money. So that's not good. You can't stay in business very long doing that unless you have other items that you're selling make up the difference for that, right? So month over month comparisons for coins used daily by Americans, production totals in November saw 4.7% fewer Lincoln cents, even though it was 60% of the coins produced. Look at this, 40% more Jefferson nickels. So it looks like they were running a deficit on the Jefferson nickels. And let's face it, these are probably very expensive for them to produce as well. They probably lose money on those as well. And then it says here, the third bullet point, 28.3% fewer Roosevelt dimes, and fourth bullet point, 28.8% fewer quarters. So ramping down production on those three items, and then up on the Jefferson nickels. So we'll see how that all turns out for the total cumulative data for 2021. Now, there's some other information here that we've already gone over in the past, so I'm not going to cover that, but I will leave a link in the description for Mike Unser's article on coinnews.net. So over here to the eBay machine, the eBay website, and I put here 2021 Washington Crossing the Delaware quarter error, and there's 136 of them. If I showed you how many there were under the sold, you would be astounded. Now, we all know that some of the most fantastic errors have been in the Washington Crossing the Delaware quarter in this hat, right? So look at, there's one right there, $125. Looks like you can buy it now for $175. So look at, there's some variations of it. Some are extreme, some are mild, and some are just beginning. Look at that one. So these are quite amazing, and it's kind of ironic too at the same time that they've given him a crown because he never wanted to be king. So they got that going for him. So like I said, there's some really cool stuff here. Now, for my plus one today, and it kind of comes, along with the fact that we're coming up on New Year and, setting goals and resolutions and all that stuff. So I'm going to go over here. There's a gentleman named Nawal Alansari, I believe. I hope I pronounced that properly. It says here, achieve your goals using the WOOP method, right? WOOP. There, almost said that. That's a cool song anyway. Spoiler alerts. Here we go. Defining WOOP. And this is really cool. The WOOP method is developed by Dr. Gabriel Ottingen, a professor at New York University and University of Hamburg. It is based on 20 years of scientific research, okay? So this is scientifically how to get stuff done. Now, WOOP is a science-based mental strategy that people can use to find and fulfill their wishes, set preferences, and change their habits, right? So this is kind of a big deal. And it can be applied to any aspect of our lives that require behavior change. Now, this can include wanting to excel at work in order to achieve your dream, promotion, eating healthier, achieving your dream body, yada, yada. You understand what I'm saying? You could change any aspect, and it's just changing your behavior. That's really what it boils down to. Now, the main thing about this, it distinguishes from the rest of the ways to succeed in our goals, is that it addresses an important underlying question, and that underlying question is, what is it that holds you back from fulfilling your wish, right? This is huge. Now, how to effectively utilize this method, you'll see there. And these are the examples, right? So if a person who was fired from their job wants to start over in a new city, their mental contrasting scenarios have to include this. So it's about mental contrasting. It's a realistic way to approach that serves as a visualization tool to achieve what we want from life. That was fun. So, and you can think of this mathematically, like an if-then statement. So in Fortran, we used if-then statements, and they were basically logic branches. So, for example, if a person is fired from his job, okay, you need mental contrasting, and these scenarios include, so you have to have imageries about his current feelings. I'm sad, I'm broke, I feel hopeless, and then imageries of what would happen once he gets a new job. I'm back on my feet, I'm happy, I can take care of my family. Yeah, it's really easy. It's just formulas. What if I do this? What if I do this, if that? Imageries about what he might do to go through to get there, right? So what you might go through to get there: appear for interviews, search for jobs, what can be stressful, and time taking, face rejections. What does all that happen to feel like? And once you get that out of the way, bam, you can do this. And that's the WOOP: wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. So you identify a wish that is challenging yet attainable, and you imagine the best outcome as a result of your wish as vividly as possible. Now this is the big one, the obstacle. You got to identify and imagine what obstacles will get in the way of your wish, right? Because remember I told you, if you think about it before it happens, you'll know what to do once it comes up. Now create an if-then plan to overcome the obstacle. Like I said, if then. So if this happens, then I have to do that, right? It's just a logic branch, folks. It's super, super simple. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. And don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear, and say, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker, out.